Okay, I will call the meeting to order at 6:06. Roll call.
Commissioner Lococo,
Here.
Commissioner Castellano, Commissioner Diantos, Commissioner Diver,
Here.
Commissioner Lee.
Here.
Okay. If I could get a motion to approve the minutes from the September 4th, 2025 meeting.
I'll move for the approval of the minutes from September 4th, 2025.
Can I get a second?
Second that motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Moving on to new business. We have to review the applications for house plaques. There's actually two, but we'll start with the first one is 138 South Yale. Did anybody else get to look at this?
I didn't even receive it.
Okay,
I looked at it online.
okay.
Oh, did you, was there a notice
I think
that they went out?
there was an attachment in one of the emails.
Oh, I missed
with the
that.
application and the images.
Okay, so the first one has a lot of pictures, I can,
Here,
she's got one for you.
we can share.
Okay.
Thank you.
Totally.
Sometimes.
Give you a second to look at it.
138 South Yale.
Oh, the Tyrese, huh,
You know that?
yeah.
Cool. Oh, you want to see? I'll just-
Okay, we've got 138 South Yale Avenue. It's a bungalow style with typical arts and crafts style interior. Woodwork, built-in, and design elements. Both the house and the garage have mainly original elements, including the exterior door and all front windows, porch, and all wood siding. All main floor exterior woodwork, doors, and fireplace. Copies of the original deed show that the original house was built by Gertrude G. Henson in 1915. The current owners purchased the house in 2016. They have completed a number of projects, including restoring the front porch to the original open porch and removing the shingled siding to expose the original cedar siding. The HVAC system were modernized and side and backs were replaced. All original main floor woodwork, doors, floors, built-ins, and fireplace have been retained and restored. And in your packet, you could see.
Wow.
Yeah, we did a lot of
Seems
work.
like they did their research and have all the information needed.
Oh, looks like they got the history of the house. Nice. Very thorough application.
So would it be the Henson house? Because that was built by, or how do we, I can't remember, was it deeded? I can't remember how we did that.
Yeah, and there's no
There's
date here, but
Austin
there's an
before
Austin.
that,
Yeah.
unless that was, they own the property maybe, and then this person, copies of the original deed show the house was built by Henson,
Mhm.
so.
That makes sense.
Oh, they did a great job.
Yeah, very thorough and beautiful restoration.
Do you know if they're allowed to request specific designation? I feel like in the past, there was, some discussion over what would be on the plaques.
Okay.
Oh, because it was 3 categories at one point, you mean?
Yeah,
Or-
but just like, would it
What?
be the name? Would it just be the year?
That's something we could ask.
Yeah, to see, because even if we were to pass it tonight, we don't have to have the wording.
No. Tonight,
To standardize that, though?
Yeah, but I think it was still within the categories, because they still exist, it's just a little bit
But
more.
I mean, weren't we standardizing the name, the year, the village, you know, like,
Mhm.
you're saying not to have the name on it if they don't want it, or?
Well, I just didn't know if there were options for them, or
I
if we
don't
could
know.
just.
I don't think we ever discussed that, actually. Do you remember talking about?
I think it was more just what the plaque was gonna look like in this, so technically, we could put that on the agenda for the next meeting, because they won't get this yet,
Right, right.
so.
Actually, tonight's meeting is just to make sure if there's any additional information that you would like from them.
Mhm.
So we're not going to approve them tonight, we're just going to get, it's kind of a fact-finding night.
Yeah.
So, and I definitely put that on the agenda, I'll have that written down.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is all their packet? Is
Trying
it
to see. Yeah.
history?
Yeah, because here's Gorski. Yeah, this
Okay.
has a lot of,
Wow.
all of this is the first package, yeah. Yeah, I love that they opened up the porch to its original, because it had been enclosed, I think, when they purchased it, yeah.
I don't need any additional info.
Yeah,
I think
No, they did a
lot.
great job.
Okay,
That's great.
I think I've only seen one other that did a little bit more research.
So this is up there.
That's
with
my
the most
husband.
thoroughly researched, yeah, that's amazing.
My husband's packet was like an
Was she
inch
referring to
thick.
yours?
Yes, that's mine.
That's right. Your
Okay.
husband set the bar.
So we can then,
go on to the next one.
yes,
I told
Okay.
him he should do other people's.
Yeah, give me a little
Okay, we have HP 2602, which is 614 South Illinois Avenue. 614 South Illinois is a 1.5-story Chicago-style brick bungalow. The home was built in 1925 and features a low-pitched roof, a front dormer, and a side front entrance. Red brick, wide front windows, and sits on a raised foundation with small side basement windows and a large side and rear windows. The current owners purchased the home in 2021 and have tuck pointed the exterior brick and refinished the hardwood floors.
so all they did was the application, right?
And a plat of survey.
Okay. I would love to see if we could get them to do a little bit more
Okay.
research, just to give us some history or, something, maybe encourage them to stop by the museum. Sometimes they have information and just, I mean, it qualifies. It's 100 years old, but it's always nice for people to know a little bit more.
Okay. Anything specific that you'd like?
No, just,
Just a little bit.
yeah, just encouraging them to.
All right.
Are they able to look at other people's research to like see examples of what people have presented, like the history of the ownership or any other work that's been done or redone, or, I mean, are applicants allowed to look at other applications to see kind of?
I don't know what's actually allowed. I mean, we could ask other plaqued houses if they'd be willing to share all the research that they.
This would all be FOIA-able, so yes, we can
Okay.
share. We'll take off all the information with the owners' names and things that we
Yeah.
can't share, but
If they want to see other ones, as an example of what people have submitted in the past.
Sure.
I think it would be helpful then to give them a starting point.
okay. And that concludes the presentation.
Okay. Then we can move on to public comments. We do have a member of the public here, if you would like to join us.
Welcome.
My name's Cheryl Tucker, and the reason I came is actually to compliment you. I appreciate the fact that you went ahead with trying to get us a train here in Villa Park, that you did all that research and backed it and went to the board to suggest them to go forward with this. I wanted to compliment you for doing that instead of, letting it lay thing and say, okay, I'll put it back on the shelf. That is an exciting improvement for Villa Park, and what you guys are doing is really exciting, that you're checking into these things and moving forward, instead of being bored to the board and just whatever people deliver to it. You're moving forward and you're trying to get things to Villa Park to kind of bring us back to what our history is, rather than just the little things happening. So I just wanted to compliment you. That's what I came here to thank you, cheer you on and say, keep going. I know you're a new board, keep going. This is fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's very kind.
Okay. Seeing as we have no more public here, we can move on to commissioner comments. Does anybody have any commissioner comments?
Was there going to be a discussion about the
Yeah.
email, that was, is
Yes.
that on the agenda?
I was gonna do it within mine.
No, then I don't have anything.
Nobody else? Okay. Two things I wanted to discuss. One of them was just bringing up the train car 321, which is the Chicago or Elgin train that is eventually going to get here. It's being donated by the Illinois Railway Museum, and it's a full-size original train car. At some point, they may ask for our input on signage, history, something like that. They want the Preservation Commission to be involved, the museum to be involved. The Prairie Path is involved. They're actually the big starter of this. The Prairie Path people came to us and said, would you want this? So right now it's at the Illinois Railway Museum, and it's gonna
Union,
need,
yeah. Where is it going to go?
it's gonna go near like the chamber building / gazebo area. There were 3 spots, but seeing as how big it is, I think it's 60 feet long and very tall. The power lines along the Prairie Path would prove difficult to get the train car in there, because it's not, you know, it's gonna be a process to get the rails down and then get the car moved and do some restoration, but it's a really, really exciting project. And I just, in case you didn't hear about it yet, I wanted to make everybody aware. Yes.
Fantastic.
And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was our giveaways for the town hall meeting in December. Did anybody get a chance to look, and did anybody have any ideas? Because our deadline is tomorrow.
I looked and I tried to think about historic or, you know, not just give away sunglasses or something, but
Yes.
try to, and I thought, well, I looked for things, the things that I looked for, I couldn't find, you know, but then they had either little picture frames or magnetic refrigerator picture frames that I thought somebody could take a picture of their own home, put it in the little frame, and put it on their fridge, or anything historic within the village. That was my one idea, was some type of picture frame, and then you could put whatever you wanted in it, and around it, it would either say the, you know, Historic Preservation Commission or Village of Villa Park, because then would kind of encourage you to put something Villa Park related inside the frame. So that was my one idea.
That's a really good idea.
And the magnets are pretty cheap. You can get a lot of magnets. And I don't know who would design, that was the only thing I looked at it and I thought, who's gonna design what goes on it?
That would be something that we could decide. If nobody has any ideas, I would very carefully try and make that work. 'Cause like I said, we do have to submit
Or is there
tomorrow.
somebody in the
is the
village,
deadline.
in the village hall that is good at that type of thing?
Well,
Or
yeah, and typically, because I
have you
used to
done
do
it?
this for
Okay.
a living, but not that I need to do this, but so and I had a similar idea
Okay.
too. Like I was thinking houses, right? And
Right.
so I love that too. And the other idea would be, I think it was the 4Imprint, which I've used before as a company. They have a number of options that have house shapes
Oh, cute.
So, yeah, so I think, you know, it's a lot of what we do is about, you know.
Were they
historical-
magnets or?
It could be a magnet, it could be a letter opener, it could be a pen, it could be a pad of papers, like they
Oh,
had a lot.
something with the
they had a
house on it.
lot
I
of
like that too.
options for the house shape, and then like I thought, you know, we could put, the village's logo, which is house, right, would look cute on there, of course, and then, the Historical Preservation Commission, I don't know if we have any, like, information, like, do we have a dedicated email or a phone number or something, you know, we would direct people to, I don't know if we'd want to include the Historical Preservation Society, you know, in that, if they have a contact, you know,
Okay.
site or something, you know, usually with these kinds of giveaways, you have like contact information.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that too, either way. And so, to answer your question, not much design has to go into it. Usually there's a setup process, and I think most of these had a setup fee, and that would include, you know, us, whoever in the village who could facilitate this would give them any artwork, which in this case would just be the logo.
The logo, right.
And then you would just tell them the words, you know, or information that you want, and they would typeset or do the layout for you. That's usually included with when you order those giveaways. The only thing is, it's a small budget, and a lot of, you know, the options, like certainly with the 4-imprint, like the quantities are, like they have a minimum quantity.
Yes.
So it could be anywhere from 150 to 200, 250, and that's where it gets tricky. So, you know, I loved a lot of the housings that they had, but then there was a minimum of 250, and they started at like, you know, 50-some cents a piece, and that goes over our budget pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, how many are you considering us having? You know, how many giveaway items?
Oh, okay. At least 50. So I think the issue will be, well, can we get a quote from any of those companies that would be willing to do, you know, within the budget?
I believe they sent out a list of some of the companies. and
Yes.
Some of the things that you could decide to choose. If you look at those, they'd be able to help you out. You'd be able to contact one of those companies.
Mhm.
They might have some ideas.
Was that one of the sites you looked at?
Okay. I do like the magnet frame idea. I think that's really cute. I was looking, and the only thing I came up with was postcards, because to me, being at the Historical Society, people do like the postcards, and it's kind of a lost art. So
That's a good idea too.
hoping that
That's a
somebody
good
would.
idea.
But when I was looking, again, the quantity was an issue. I even looked at companies that weren't on the list. There's other companies in town that print, and, you know, the people that do our newsletter for the museum, and it's still maybe outside the budget. Or finding somebody that'll do 50 or 100.
Right, right.
What is the budget?
$200.
How much were postcards each? Do you remember?
So the low end was 85 cents, but that's for higher quantities.
Oh.
Right? So most of them were over $1. End user, I even did some looking at my job that has connection to non-end user stuff, thinking maybe we could order through them.
Right, right.
And a lot of them were priced a little too high for us to,
To even get 50?
yeah.
Really?
That's really more than
Higher quantity, and use them for other things later on during the year.
I think it was still an issue, like the budget.
The budget.
And their minimum quantities.
Well, I can do some digging tonight at home and email you guys if I find anything, and I won't make any decisions without, you know. But the deadline is tomorrow. Is it by the end of the day? Is it first thing in the morning? Do you know?
End of the day.
Okay, great. So, hopefully we can all agree on something that would work. I think that's all that I had for commissioner comments. Liaison comments?
Don't have any comments? If you'd like a little more information about the train car, I can get you that information.
Okay. So, we need a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Second the motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Meeting adjourned.